Hello, world. He is I is him. Not so slim with the tilted brim. Ryan, aka Crownson. Sorry, I'm trying to light this last bit of this umami seeds tester from Team Skunkworks. Right here. Cold treat, shit's fire. But today's guest, real quick though, Healing Chefs podcast is all about the chef. It comes from the word chief, which is a leader, and anybody that I have on here is a leader in some form of fashion in their life or in their industry. So today's chef, you all should know him. If you don't know him, you do know him. It is what was that? It's GP, growing passion of lemonade. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for showing up. I know you're a very, very busy man. I'm sorry that I'm not looking at you while I'm trying to light this, but
No
it is.
worries.
So if for those very, very few that don't know exactly who you are, could you explain to them who you are and what it is that you do?
Yeah, so my name is Brett Wilson. Just known kind of as Growing Passion. That's like my, growing cultivation name brand that I run. But I'm the founder slash breeder of Lemonade. Just partners of Burner and Cookies. Just been growing pretty much my whole life. So that's just started the
Awesome.
brand of Burner. Yeah, and just been just doing my thing for a long time here.
Yeah, dude. And thank you for blessing us with this interview. So with that, we'll go ahead and if we can jump into our first segment, which is cannabis journey. Um, and this is all personal journey stuff, so
Yeah.
we can get into other stuff too. But cannabis journey, if we could play the thing with. Okay, so cannabis journey is all about like how you found cannabis yourself. Like when you started. I know we've talked,
Yeah.
and we're close to the same age. I'm a little bit older, way more gray.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Everyone always says I look really young. So,
for sure, nailed it. Um, but so how did you find cannabis? Like I started with brickweed. I don't know where you started. Could you educate the
well,
class?
luckily, I didn't start with brickweed. I probably was like those few years after. And then luckily, my dad was the one that got me into it. My dad is the one, back in the day was into, selling Thai weeds, Colombian gold. He's always been
Yeah.
into cannabis. He was always been into cannabis. When 1996 happened, is when in Santa Cruz is where I grew up, Santa Cruz, California, which is one of the the heart of growing cannabis. And right when Prop 215 happened, he was like started growing. So at that point, I was 5 years old, 6 years old only. Um, well, I guess no, a little bit older than that. 7 years old is when he first kind of like got started showing me plants and stuff. But really, mainly, it was just always following my dad's footsteps, obviously, just like anybody would. And he got me into the garden, started helping him, and then slowly started doing my own thing, building up my own genetics. And, you know, 20, whatever it is, 25 years later now, here I am, 25 plus years later. So it was mainly my dad. We learned a lot how to grow together, and we've been through the whole evolution of cannabis as far as cultivation goes, and it's been a crazy journey for sure.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad that like that's a great story because not. I mean, I think we're gonna start having more of those stories with all the different states with parents being able to like introduce like cannabis and it not being a horrible thing like the fear mongering has done for years.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
that's really dope. That was your start. Now, you started doing your own thing, and how did you like get with Burner and stuff like that? Was that just through networking?
So yeah, so like obviously Instagram's been a huge networking tool for everyone in the cannabis world. It's obviously gotten harder now since they're shadow banning everyone and blocking everyone and deleting everyone. But
Yep.
for a minute there, it was really a good tool, and my quality always spoke for itself. I was always just really trying my hardest to be a I smoked my own stuff heavily. My dad smoked heavily. We loved growing the best product we possibly could. So that's like my product always very much spoke for itself. I've always been a very hidden person. Honestly, this is probably the only second interview I've ever done. So
Yeah,
very
I've
hidden.
been working on you for a while.
Yeah, so I'm a very hidden
Appreciate it.
person. A lot of growers are kind of that way. So Berner saw my product that I was supplying in some of his dispensaries, and he reached out to me and wanted to become partners. So that's mainly how was just my quality spoke for itself. So yeah,
That's dope because what I've seen and you've seen uh, is a lot of not quality being pushed and more packaging and shit like that.
yeah, it's been
Um,
rough. Been rough seeing the journey.
yeah, and then I'm not gonna lie, I went to something last night and I saw the snowballs or whatever they're calling them,
Yeah,
all the THCA stuff, and you don't even know. Sorry, everybody. You don't even know if there's if that bud itself was molded before they even covered that shit. So I don't know.
yeah,
Just
and then
crazy
especially
ads.
seeing how the system has gotten. The cannabis industry has just kind of become more of a corrupt like corporate industry, and
Yeah.
there's so many loopholes that they can figure out how to hide bad product and hide moldy product and hide things, which is scary because you think you're buying really clean product, but really it's not what as good as it looks,
Yeah.
just because it shows it as a test,
Yeah. There's different ways like dipping and all sorts of different things to yeah.
exactly. So that's why
Um
I always try to just grow the best stuff I can myself.
right. And the world appreciates it. I know I appreciate people like yourself putting out quality and having a real passion for it, not a passion for profits, but a passion for the plant. So that's great. So, but lemonade is like, I mean, that's not all of you. Obviously, your growing passion, that's your brand and whatnot. But lemonade, you did help and you work with, and that's like all sativa running stuff.
Yeah, so
What
I
made
was
you? Yeah,
Yeah, so I started the brand with Burner. We originally had the idea of obviously creating a sativa line and immediately got into breeding with Burner. So it was nice to be able to work with someone that has that much power and that recognized in the industry. So it was definitely been a fun journey. And yeah, I mean, I've made a lot of strains. I know a lot of people have smoked them, so the list is pretty long.
I,
And yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I would say the bigger ones like the Cheetah Piss and the Medellin were some of my two top favorite ones that just, as far as growing goes, were super nice. And the newest ones I'm working on, like the Black Cherry Gelato across the Medellin, or there's a lot of cool ones that I'm always trying to, it's hard to figure out the right path to go, but, breeding's definitely a fun thing to do.
absolutely.
Lot of work, but it's definitely fun once you get that flavor and you feel that hard work and the results that came out of it.
Oh, I totally understand. Me being a chef and being classically French trained and stuff like that, to get like demi glace and all these great things for cooking and everything, it takes a lot of time and effort and stuff and technique and stuff. So I respect your guys'
Yeah.
hustle. I know the pain when you're putting in art and stuff like that, and the days where it's just not great and it sucks. So
Oh, thank
shout
you,
out
man.
to you guys. But you've also worked not just with Burner, but with different like groups and other
No, leave it open.
artists and stuff like that. You did like well, at least Lemonade has. Lemonade did something with what was it? Run the Jewels.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of that's the crazy part is I've always been the cultivator, kind of really focused on being Burner's partner, sticking with his visions and understanding that like that's like my role that I need to play and I understand that, you know, like he's got a lot on his plate, and there's a lot of people that have burned him, and I've tried my hardest to stay extremely loyal to him, and it's been wild to see that so many people, so many celebrities, and so many have smoked my flower, but they don't know it comes from me. But
Eh,
it doesn't really matter to me because I used to do lots of business with West Coast Kier. They were like, I know the owners of West Coast Kier, Jarrett and JP, and they were supplying so much stuff to so many celebrities, and it was always cool to see. It always made me feel
yeah.
so good. Like, damn, they enjoy my weed. You know, it's like that alone, without them even knowing knowing that it's me, is obviously the greatest feeling as a grower. You know.
Yeah, we got they grew some of your genetics out here in Arizona at different times.
Yeah, I was
And
working out here with a couple groups before, trying to. So
yeah, and Arizona is another beast in itself. And but I do remember when the Ooh La La came out here and stuff
yeah,
like that. I love that strain. I mean, it like
so
you,
that was a wedding cake crossed to Medellin. That was a really nice one for sure. That one did good.
I really liked it. It was uplifting, but still had me floaty and shit like that. It was I you you killed that with the genetics because especially if it made its way through like the Arizona terroir, if you will,
Yeah,
and it still was fire. So shout out for that. Did you get to you didn't get to like very like meet with Run the Jewels or anything like that? Because
no,
I
I
know I've
didn't.
seen
There's
like
only
Travis Scott came out for Alien Labs, but you know how that stuff
Yeah,
goes.
luckily, you know, like I wish sometimes that I, had that connection, but Burner, he needs to know which lanes to all of us, you know, are
Right.
going down, and it's like I'm the cultivator, and I have met a handful of really big people, but it's not like I'm getting introduced to them and he's like, oh, this is the guy who's supplying you this is the grower, it's more like, hey, this is my partner Brett, that's about it. But yeah.
Yeah, I just I'm a little more animated than most. You can say that. So yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes you gotta, well, I mean, I did cook for like a lot of celebrities, even like at Mayweather McGregor fight. I did like the Migos and all sorts, Travis Scott and stuff. But and for the most part, you just kind of, I was always in the background. So
That's what I mean, but at least it felt good they're eating your food.
hell yeah, right? They're like, man, this shit's fire. Now, Paramore, she did come up to me and tell me that she liked my food, but my lame ass didn't know that that was the band. So
Yeah.
I got roasted by all the
See,
celebs.
that's how it would be with me. I'd be like, oh, who are you?
So like, so I told one of them in Paramore, I'm like, yeah, I like your boots. Like, where'd you get those? And they just like looked at me like I was stupid. I'm like, oh, I'm like, and they walked down. I'm like, was that the band? And this girl's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Fuck. But hey. Um, so with growing passion, like, is there any future of you like? Can you collab with anybody out in Arizona with cannabis, or
Yeah,
is
no, I
it
mean,
with
I'm
cookies?
open to that. I'm open to that definitely. And right now, it's been such a long journey that I feel like, I can do my own thing if I need to out here. But obviously, want to make sure that there's no. I'm loyal to cookies. I want to make sure that there's
Oh
no,
yeah.
you know, tension or drama between. There's a lot of drama in the industry, so try to stay away from that. And
Oh man. Yeah.
but yeah, no, definitely. Right now, I'm actually trying to finally launch Growing Passion, do a small little launch into the licensed market out here. Finally, package stuff up and at least
Yeah.
should
I
get
think
a
I saw
get
it
a
on.
little tiny bit into the stores. But mainly, I've always worked with like the bigger guys that do what
For
they want with it.
for you, what is like your like for me? It's all like fruit strains and stuff like that is what I really like. I don't know. It just works with my body the best. But um, for
Well, that's
you,
good.
what's your
My preference is always going to be the heavier. Like I love like OGs and chems. I've always been about that. I definitely like gas. and the market shifted away from that. Right now, I'm mostly growing candies and fruit strains, and
Right.
that's just what the market's feeding. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. This blueberry banana that I have right now is absolutely amazing. It's from Chris Compound,
Oh
and
shit.
he's the breeder. And I'm fortunate enough to be one of the very few people growing it, and it's amazing. I wish you could
Um.
try it, but I'm
Um.
actually going to be entering it here soon in the Olympics.
Oh shit. Hey, that sounds fire as fuck, dog. Damn. I'm like, I'm sitting here in my brain, like, how do I get a hold of that? that's
Yeah, no,
that's
yeah,
the true weed head. Fucking. Wait a minute. All right, you have wait. But yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, and shout out to Chris Compound and stuff, the Compound Genetics and stuff. I know there's been a lot of controversy and shit there. And speaking of which, with controversy, um, and you don't have to get too far into it, but how do you deal with? Because I've had a lot of people over the time of doing whatever the hell that it is that I do, um, and they've talked about the controversy of like cookies and companies, and a lot of companies have failed and stuff after cookies, and that is in business. It's going to happen with franchises and stuff, but like,
yeah.
how do you handle that part of the drama?
It's a hard one being a part of it. You know, it's been a really, really, really rough industry. California got so flooded and it got so oversaturated that it's just been such a hard industry to survive in. That me being part owner of Cookies now at this point, and knowing it's not easy, but I know no matter what, Cookies is going to be doing really well. They are doing really well, and they're gonna get past this hurdle. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is people expect too much, and they think that we're doing way better than really the world entails, like the world sees. So
Mm,
there's just partners, and it happens over and over. They either work with Burner, and Burner gives them shout outs. Burner gets them popular. Burner like helps them become an actual brand, and
right.
then they cut them out. And it's like
Uh,
people don't see the little things that happen on the other end, and it's not an easy industry to figure out how to survive in, especially when we're this big. So it just seems like it comes naturally
yeah, I'm
with
sure
big business that it's something
taking
that
shots.
we can't avoid. So it's like we try our best. I try to be as loyal as I can, like I was saying, and I try to bite my tongue on little things that I wish I could have more say on, but
Right.
it's just it's become a really big company, and I'm grateful to be a part of it, definitely.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And even recently, I seen a video of him saying like, you know how much money I've made off of cookies? He said zero. He's
Not
like,
yet. There's no money made yet.
he's like nothing. He's like
we're
fucking
ma-
nothing.
yeah,
He's building a brand.
we're building up an empire. Exactly. We're building
Yeah,
up a
yeah. Like I mean it. So I don't know, man. I've been lost in so many times of someone's coming and running, telling me this or that, and I'm like, and I just take it and run with it. I'm at a point anymore. Like I need at least a week before I respond to anything because
yeah.
like I've just
Yeah,
been
no,
so
it's
reactive,
it's
even
not easy.
recently. It's
It's like,
crazy.
yeah, there's always going to be those people that want that quick money and they don't see the vision. So,
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and jump into the next segment. And we talk, but it's about psychedelics. So. It's called Trip Tales. Doodle. Excuse me, Lord. All right, so me trying to smoke. Trip Tales is all about your experience with psychedelics, or for a lot of people who have psychedelics, like even high dose edibles at times, you're riding the same rails as that. Or if you just have any crazy like cannabis stories and stuff, this is the time to share that.
yeah. Well, I've always been just focused. I've always been a grower. I was always focused on like the business part heavily, and I haven't messed around much with psychedelics. One of the main reasons why I would say is because just to get quick to it and not really say much about it, but experienced a lot of bad drug problems with my brother. My brother went down a really bad path. So at a young age, I was like, I'm not going to touch anything. So I've only really smoked weed and only smoked weed, only been drunk a few times in my life. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit different than a lot of people, but recently I have this last year, probably actually 2 years, I have been experiencing quite a bit with microdosing. I've heard about how well it can help people, and I can feel it helps me. Um, so I have definitely been doing that, and my wife is always telling me that I need to do it more. I need to actually get to that point where I'm actually tripping in a right place in the right time. So
Yeah.
with the right people, and I'm open to it, but I just haven't ever done it.
Yeah, and I strongly suggest the lemon teching with tea and stuff and ginger. That really helps me, um, because if you ever do it with like shrooms and stuff, one of the biggest things I think is the fiber that you can't process in your stomach and stuff.
Oh,
That
from the
gets
actual mushroom?
Yeah, that actually
Yeah.
gives your body a little almost like a fight or flight sense in itself. It's like I can't work with this shit. So I think it brings on some of those
Yeah,
feelings of
see, that's why I
uncomfort.
actually have had a few like bad experiences with microdosing a little too much, where
Yeah.
so that's why I definitely, I'm a very anxious person. I've gone through a lot of crazy stuff in this weed industry, lots of robberies, I've been raided a few times.
You want to
If you
talk
want
about
it,
any of that?
I don't mind at all, not one bit. So, it's been the journey as anybody who's been in the cannabis industry. Back in 2012, my wife was 8 months pregnant, and we got a knock on the door with, you know, 20 assault rifles pointed at my face. So, well, actually, it was more like, we have a warrant to enter your house. We're going to kick the door down in 3 seconds. Three, two. So that's when I opened up the door. Um,
Jesus Christ.
so that was the start of, any dealing with that. Wasn't fun. Had to be in the system for, going in and out of court for a year until I got on house arrest and all that. So being a small little tiny grow too, it sucks that seeing how big it's become and how small I was and what I got in trouble for really sucked, obviously. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's been countless, obviously, robberies and things like that. When you're growing and your house smells and you're reeking up the neighborhood, trying your best not to, things can happen. So there's been a couple houses that have been broken into and robbed, and it's been a journey for sure. Lots of living that trap life, but luckily I'm finally past it, and I'm in a licensed legal grow, and
Yeah.
feels a lot better than it used to be. But it's been a lot of crazy things that have happened for sure.
And I can understand your hesitance on any like psychedelics and stuff like that because I don't know.
So yeah, a lot of it's usually related to my family drama, with my brother becoming a bad drug addict, and then the drama in the weed industry. So yeah, sometimes I've had a few times where I'm like, I get overthinking and I start going down a kind of a bad path where I'm like, oh god, that wasn't good.
I feel that. Yeah, sometimes the psychedelics can help with that, and sometimes it can like put you a little bit
Escalate
deeper.
it, yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, I've been
So I need
there.
I need to find my way. I've Years have gone by. I'm way better than I ever used to be as far as like forgetting about all the past, giving up on like my original, kind of giving up, just moving on past my original family. And I got my beautiful wife and my beautiful kids and her family, and so I at least have my own life.
Yeah, and you have well, you have Max, you have Buck, yeah,
No, exactly. He's
your
actually right
extended
here.
fam.
If you wanna say hi to him,
What up, Buck?
he can't hear. He can't say hi. Give it a little wave.
There you go. What up, Dan?
I got my headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah, so we play Call of Duty together here and there. Well, they allow me to play with them here and there because I mean, sometimes I can pull some shit off, sometimes they suck, but it's all good. But yeah, I can totally get it, because there's quite a few times in my life where I've been uh hesitant on any, like, right when I just moved and stuff into the beginning of this year. I had to go to court over something, and I didn't want to do any tripping or any shit like that with that.
That's what I mean. It's like, so I need to get past that. At least there hasn't been any of that in my life for a long time. So
Yeah,
I feel
mine
like there
was.
is going to be a time and a place. I have some amazing people I've been working with. Earth Rhythm is their brand. They're here out in Santa
Yeah,
Cruz. They have helped me a ton with, pheno hunting, and I introduced them into the Cookies brand, the family, and they've been amazing people. And I know they could get me into the right place to actually take a little bit more than just a microdose and actually get a good trip, not a bad trip.
yeah, and there's different strains and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because
so I've tried a little bit of that. I really like as far as microdosing goes, I really like the golden teachers.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little more of a gentle kind of like a glowy kind of even on the
yeah.
heavier dose, whereas like the apes and stuff that I used to have, they I couldn't even micro with those, because they're just like, they're
Exactly.
fucking demons, dog. They just don't let you know until it's too late. Um, but dope. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this little bit of a break, and then we'll come back with like mental health is wealth, and doing a kick flip and what the heck?
Habari Entertainment Films present There's Only One Name for News with Damon and Iesha. Habari Live Podcast. Habari Entertainment, a race against time. On a quest for glory. Habari News Weekly, HabariEntertainment.com. Catch us for more. Visit us, HabariEntertainment.com.
And we're back. All right, and we'll go ahead and
Oh,
jump
that's
into
cool.
the mental health is wealth. Yeah, so this part of mental health as wealth is kind of all the stuff that we were already talking about. But really, me being a veteran with PTSD, like I went to Iraq twice and crazy shit. But
It's
on
crazy.
top of life, altogether, uh, I last year, almost to a year now. I'm pretty sure close to a year now. I had a mental breakdown and stuff, and I, for some reason, try to find solace in harder drugs, like, and it only was like making my world smaller and smaller. And so I'm like, this isn't gonna work out. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I checked myself in and everything, and I've literally turned my life around since. So, but again, like me doing the drugs was like maybe like a week or two, but it was enough for me. Oh, Dingo Max, what's up, guy? GP on the mic. Uh, yeah. So how do you deal with that? I mean, obviously we're not taking psychedelics, because sometimes that should be too much. How do you deal with the stress of the upholding a brand like that?
Yeah. I mean, the honest truth is, like there was the last 2 years before, there was a couple years there where I wasn't doing much. I was actually very down, probably around the same time you were not doing good. So I was not doing anything. I was sitting around playing video games way too much, just depressed, just way too depressed. Luckily, because of my life, I had a good savings, so I wasn't tripping on that part, but
Yeah.
tripping on how I'm going to make more money, how I'm going to feed my family, continue to feed them, and And luckily I got into this spot, this cultivation site. But before that, like I said, this last 2 years. So basically 3 years ago, Santa Cruz was cracking down on everyone. That's when I got raided again. 3 years ago, there was another raid. I had a little greenhouse. Luckily, I wasn't involved with it, but they came in, they cut everything down, they shut the whole place down. Then I stopped doing anything in the traditional market. I stopped doing anything on the old life that I lived. So I needed to make sure I need to get into something legal. I need to make sure that I'm not risking my family, risking my life like that anymore. So it took a couple years, but my main drive and how to get past my family drama, the craziness with the brand and the weed industry was just work hard. Always focus on the grow, focus on spending those long hours where you're keeping up with it and you're making sure things you're on top of it. So those make your days shorter when you actually are really busy. And I will say, on top of being a part of a brand and being a part of cannabis, it's been a blessing to be able to have not just a normal 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job. I had a job where I'm working 12 hours, 7 days a week, grinding, and able to like disconnect from some of that, which isn't a good thing always, but I at least could get away and I could just focus on my plants, focus on the garden, focus on making my family money. So that was really it, you know, and it's just, that's one of my big blessings. And obviously smoking weed all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Smoke weed all the time. But yeah, I recently was like, I go to therapy all the time. And I'm constantly like looking stuff up and listening to different other podcasts and whatnot in regards to mental health.
It's not an easy thing. I've had a lot of problems. Me and my wife have got into it really bad. You know, I don't, you know, it's been a long, rough journey with dealing with my past and my family and being in an illegal industry. I feel you, man.
The depression's real. And shout out to you for like continuing on and pushing forward and keeping doing like working and stuff like
and
that.
Same thing with you, man, for you to be able to like recognize that you had a problem quick and to make the change. You know, the longer and deeper you get into any type of drug, it's way harder to get out. So,
so
at least you recognized it really quick.
I appreciate it. Yeah, something in my life or something. If I've ever like tried a drug or something, it's always been like my body's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm lucky to have that because not a lot of people do, and I'll just like be like, whatever, I'm done. But like I was saying, like I heard recently, like the trauma and stuff with depression and stuff, because I was there with the sitting and playing video games, but like a couple months ago, that's all I wanted to do and stuff because I was stressed about the court and all that.
Not a healthy thing. You got to be able to balance it out. Like Dingles, he's really good at like setting a schedule.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm
locked in there. Like you were doing the same thing as me, probably. Like you're 8-hour, 10-hour days of gaming. You're like, whoa, what did I do?
I'm like, yeah, I didn't, and then I didn't even think about it, and then I started looking at. I'm like, what am I doing? So, I have a new routine like I do when I get a little too chubby. I'm a veteran. I know how to work out, and I take my ass to the gym, and I have this routine that I'm going to be setting up and stuff like that. So when you guys see stuff,
mental health is a huge correlation to physical health. So.
Yeah, for me, definitely, it's not for everybody. For me, definitely, my mental health is definitely affected by me working out or not. Like, I have to.
I know. I need to work out more. So,
I need to eat less, work out. I mean, we all need to do things. But food be 2 season. It'd be 2 season. Oh, shit, be fire, man. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next segment, which is plug talk. We're just talking about all the new things coming up, and I want to talk to you a little bit about maybe some possibilities in the future out here. Not trying to nail you down to anything, but
I always love opportunities.
Absolutely. All right, and plug talk. All right. So, Plug Talk is all about promo talk, like I said, whatever you got going on. But what I kind of wanted to bring up is I have some really good like home growers and stuff like that out here that are doing some like working with different breeders and stuff. Like these guys right here, Skunk Works, was working with Umami Seeds. That shit, the shit that this right here that I've been smoking. The 557. There's a couple. There's the rosin and the flower reviews on my page. Um, they nailed that shit. Like, I wonder if you could, if you're gonna, if Growing Passion, the brand, would be interested, or do you have plans to work with anybody out here?
Yeah, no. So, like I had said, it took me a while. I kind of waited to get into a licensed grow, get my own cultivation site. It's been kind of watching the cannabis industry, the California industry, and how it's taken a huge hit this last 2 or 3 years. So I'm getting into it. I feel like at a good time, and I'm finally reaching out. Actually, already reached out to Dingles and told him if anybody's interested in any collaboration, any type of consulting, things like that. I'm very open to it. I know we've done an amazing job. We grow amazing product. We stay perfectly on schedule and always hit good numbers. So I'm very open to working with people, very open to letting people try some of my genetics and my seeds that are popping up, and
Oh yeah,
figuring out a way to like you were saying, let me get them some seeds and see what their little home grow can do with some of my magic that I've done.
yeah, bro. I'm telling you, some of these home growers out here can knock the shit out of the fucking dispo weed for sure. But
Oh
you know,
yeah, I mean that's how it always is.
the
That's how it
the
always
best
is.
weed has come from a closet. I mean, I don't.
The bigger the cultivation site is, the harder it is to manage it, and yeah, it's just it's like you had said, the industry is, it's hard to get good weed now.
Yeah. But if you have friends,
Exactly.
allegedly, uh, but yeah. So that yeah, hell yeah, that would be dope. To get that going. Some so with that. Do you like what do you have going on? Are you like you said you're breeding and
Yeah, so we're always doing some pheno hunting. Right now, it's been kind of slow because I've been building out this new spot, but we're always hunting new stuff. Recently we ran through all the black cherry gelatos to Medellin, limoncellos to Medellin, and lemonade to Medellin. That my buddies at Earth Rhythm are helping me do the pheno hunting. We found some really good ones for
yeah, it would
sure, and
be dope to talk to them too. Maybe yeah.
yeah, man, talk to them sometime. I know they're really nice people, man. So
Yeah, because I've seen you
they
talk
definitely
about
have
them.
gone down a different journey. They're very Santa Cruz local. They have their way that they grow, very organic, soil grown, using um like we believe in a lot of the same beliefs, like running microbial life, running a lot of teas and keeping all that life to the plant. But they have a really cool style that they grow, and you're not going to find another grow that way, and they do a really good job. They're good
Yeah, that'd
people.
be
So
dope to talk to them about that
and
too.
I will say Todd, who is one of the owners of Earth Rhythm and founders of like Fuego and the two companies they work with. He's an old school guy. He's older than me, and he's got a lot of cool stories that he'll be able to tell you. He's more of a legend.
Yeah.
So and
But
Rob at Native Selections, Rob, he's you know tons of hash winning, rosin winning. So he's got a lot of. They would have a lot of cool stories.
yeah, man, and maybe because I also words with me real good. um, what I was thinking, like eventually, like what I'm trying to do with a couple different things here. I just checked with the venue and stuff, and I'm gonna kind of like announce it like right here. What I'm kind of trying to do, I'm trying to make the AZ Frick Park Market, so like an homage to Mac Miller, Miller being my last name and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Tied
right.
that
Yeah,
in
I love Mac Miller.
absolutely, and at the Frick Park Market, you can get whatever the fuck you want, and I want it to be cannabis, clothing, glass, everything that comes with the culture and stuff like that. But it's going to be an exclusive kind of a like maybe like a sesh or something. So that's something I want to do. But another thing that I would like that I'm starting to try to do, which would be dope if like yourself or somebody I could get to come out here at some point in time. I'm trying to do like some workshops at different places so we can kind of teach the people um, and the market and stuff, that educate the consumers on different things. That way, we can change the market from the outside in. Now, I know that's a big
Yeah.
I would have to
It's
have
not.
like,
It's only one state away though. It's only a quick 45-minute flight. So let's figure something out.
yeah,
We already we're trying to work. We've been trying to work with some people out in Arizona, and it'd be nice to work with you, man. So
yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, come out here because like I found a new spot it's a new venue that you can smoke and everything, and I want to have like people come there and learn and stuff, and just be like a more interactive with the community instead of this like Instagram social media like literally I've seen other people, not myself, go into public and be like I'm this person or that person, like, oh my god, you're real, like like what the fuck?
that always made me laugh when Instagram got so big that people would introduce you by your Instagram handle instead of your name, and I was like, what's going on now? Like
Yeah,
here, this is like, no, I'm Brett Wilson. Like,
I'm
okay,
I'm
like,
guilty. I'm guilty of it right now all the time. but
yeah, exactly.
but I'd be so high in my PTSD brain, I'd be forgetting people's names.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'm really bad
Uh,
with names.
and then my anxiety would just be like, oh shit, through the roof. But hell yeah, that would be dope. We'll get you out here, and then I'm sure there's plenty of people that would meet with you also
Yeah,
about
and I
maybe
have a lot of
consulting and stuff
people
like
that would
that.
could help you out with that whole, like figuring out a way of like you said, with like all kinds of different artists, glass artists that we know, like
Hell yeah, Kurt,
breeders, glass blower. I mean, hash makers. There's a lot of people
like
we know. So
DJ and stuff like that. Like I got a venue now,
yeah,
and it's and venue and security. So I mean, so
yeah, that's cool.
but we'll get that going and stuff, and definitely the other one with like the workshops and stuff. Other than that, let me see what else I got going on here. Next week is local Ruby. She makes a bunch of empanadas and stuff at different events and stuff. Medicated, I'm not sure. I think so. I think most of them are. And then we have another lady, Sarah Michelle Ivy French from Australia next week. So it's going to be a ladies' weekend next weekend. Have anything else that you got going on, Brett or GP?
Not really, not much. Just here working like I always do. I don't know if I could. It's basically just the farm. Let's see. Can I flip the camera even? Anyways, I can just walk over and show you guys one of the rooms.
Oh, we get it. Yeah. Oh man, everybody clapping and shit. Calm down, everybody.
So yeah, let's see if I have. Just here, working away. It's a small little farm that we have, 2 little rooms. Hopefully, we can expand. But
Well,
you
what's
can
up?
see this
What's
is
up?
this
Alt
is
life.
this is mainly my life right here. Is just taking care of rooms like this.
What?
So yeah, just gonna be here. Got a lot of deleting to do. Here, I'll step on the ladder to show you guys.
We're getting on the ladder. For
Yeah,
those
see,
of you that are listening on Spotify, we're
there you
looking
go.
at a field of the field of dreams. He
Yep.
built
So
it, and they were come. So if you're on Spotify, take your ass over to YouTube.
yeah, so that's all. That's all I'm doing. Taking care of the grow.
Hell yeah, dog. Yeah, we definitely need to get some more shit going, and I see big things for the future with the collabs and stuff. We'll be lucky to collab with you.
Yeah,
but
no, just stay in touch, and we're gonna be gaming, so talk to me on there whenever you want.
for sure, I'll try to, and maybe I'll get better one of these days. But
Yeah, this is just all the
you
little
guys,
babies.
oh wow, oh shit. So what is the number one strain right now that you're that you're growing that you're
Yeah, I mean,
that's your
it's a
favorite maybe?
California market. I would say the blueberry banana is a very special one that I
Oh,
really like right now. And then,
I
the,
need
the
that.
market very much feeds, like I put up a post today, the battle of the best candies. Candies are definitely fruity candies, like you said you like, are
Yep.
still dominating the market. So lemon cherry gelatos, black cherry gelatos. We got a couple candy crosses that we're working on right now, like the black cherry gelato de Medellin. So it's the main focus point. Sativas and
Right.
OGs, gas. It's kind of sad, have been left in the dust. So
I do love Chem Dog. Absolutely
yeah,
Chem
I mean,
Dog.
I love
An
that type
original.
of genetics, but it's unfortunate that that's not what's feeding the market right now. So
Yeah. I do like a really good OG Kush, like
guess I'll show
a
you
real
guys even right
a real
here. This is
clean like one.
where all the babies start. Show you the whole. These are all the little clones.
Hell yeah.
They all start in here. So yeah, it's a pretty small, simple place. We keep the quality. We try to stay as a craft connoisseur, craft farmers that we want to keep that quality as high as possible. So I don't
Damn,
know if
yeah,
I
that'd be
can.
another great person to talk to is Chris Compound too, man.
I could
He,
I could
I
ask
s-
him if he ever
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, for sure. Cause I've even seen that
Well,
blue lobster lately. Jiminy fudging.
yeah, he's an amazing breeder. He's a really amazing guy. He's a good guy, and yeah, that blue lobster, definitely amazing. Couldn't even think in my head like what other cannabis it tasted like. It's got such a unique profile that I couldn't even pinpoint it to another weed I've
There's
ever smoked before.
there's a strain that was out here in Arizona
Another
not
strain
like
that I've smoked before.
a while ago that was moose and lobster and
Yeah.
lobster, and that was a strain that was renamed from Old Grandpa Scratch or some shit, and it smelled
Yeah.
like baby shit and vomit when you like, but this shit was fire. But yeah, dope. Yeah, a lot of people that we need to get on here and talk to and
Yeah,
stuff,
no, just
and collab would be dope.
let's keep getting you some cool growers and cool people from California. I got a good
Oh yeah.
network, and if you're ever out here, definitely want to hook you up, get you a good care package, and if I come out there, I'll bring you a care package, obviously. So
Oh, for sure. I can make a California trip happen for sure.
yeah, bring Dingles out here and come check
Yeah.
out the grow, and let's figure out a way to do some collabs.
Max, if you're in here, pack your bag. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking and keep in contact. Thank you again for coming on here. It was really dope. Thank you for showing us that because my dumbass didn't even ask while you're in.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on, man, and thanks for
Oh,
the support.
Savvy Drip on here. The Savvy Drip. Savvy Drip.
Oh, Savi, yeah, another one
Yeah.
of our gamer buddies.
Gamers. All right, guys. I'll be on the Call of Duty if you want to play with me and lose. But we'll be on there. Thank you again.
I'll
It's
hit
been
you up
great.
in a few hours when I'm done
Yeah.
working.
Tap in, smoke up, trip out. Have a good one. We're out. It's possible, man. I don't know what the